Emese Fajk portrayed herself as a successful security specialist with throwaway money. Enough money to place a $4.5 million bid on a home. However, when the show went to cash the check, the truth was revealed. The money was never processed because the money never existed. Fajk wasn't who she claimed to be. Instead, she was a serial con artist. Fajk was the mysterious bidder who appeared on the grand finale of season 16 of The Block. As she went against the show's alum bidder, Danny Wallis, she shocked audiences by placing a record high bid of $4.256 million. The winning couple, Jimmy and Tam, were more than eager to cash in the $1.066 million prize. But they ran into a rather large hiccup. The production team tried to cash in the check for the home that Fajk purchased, but never received the payment. When they went after Fajk, they discovered she was no longer living in Australia and had fled to Portugal. The production team was stumped with what to do with the sudden plot twist. In a shocking turn of events, the Block realized Fajk conned them. But the question remains, how did she get away with it? To understand how Fajk pulled off the scam, you should understand how The Block works. The Block is an Australian reality show competition that's been around since 2003. The original concept for the show involved 4 couples who were experienced in renovating apartments in the Sydney suburb of Bondi. The couples were given 12 weeks to renovate each of their apartments with a $40,000 budget. The finished apartments would be sold at auction, and the team who turned the most profit would win the competition. The winning prize was the profit made from the auction and an extra cash bonus of $100,000. After 2 successful seasons, the show faced a 6-year hiatus before coming back in 2010. From there, the show went off the charts. After becoming a huge success, the show started to air multiple times a week. By July 2019, the 16th season was in development. Channel 9 and the production team of The Block purchased a vacant strip of land in the exclusive Bayside suburb of Brighton. With a new desirable location, a new round of competitors were scouted from August 2019 to September 2019. The season started to film in January 2020. Production came to a screeching halt in March after the coronavirus pandemic swept the globe. The show picked up filming again a month later in May 2020, but with a new world came a new set of guidelines to follow. Executive producer Julian Kress said The Block has implemented new safety standards across the entire production. Now focused primarily on COVID concerns, the show is vulnerable to people who may not appear as legitimate as they claim. People like Emese Fajk. As season 16 ended, the houses went up for the usual auction and the bidding commenced. Everything was panning out as expected. Competitors Sarah and George saw high bids ranging from $3.32 to $3.36 million until Mr. Wallis, the show's staple buyer, won the auction with his notorious bid of $4,001. For the most part, the competition was close. Daniel and Jade were also receiving bids ranging from $3.3 to $3.5 million. Competitors Harry and Tash also saw bids in the same range. It was seemingly anyone's game until Jimmy and Tam's house went up for auction. Danny Wallis is the experienced IT millionaire bidder known for throwing random dollar and cents amount to the end of multi-million-dollar bids. Usually, the audience knew what to expect whenever he was on the screen. But when Jimmy and Tam's house went up for auction, no one could have predicted a twist was on the horizon. The Hungarian-born Fajk was up against Wallis. She was labeled Mysterious Blonde by host Shelley Kraft for her shy demeanor and understated appearance. Fajk was a cybersecurity specialist for Apple who appeared to be quite successful with the high bids she tossed out. In a toe-to-toe battle, Fajk furthered her mysterious reputation by diving into a bidding war against Wallis. He was waiting to drop his million-dollar move. After Fajk bid $3.2 million, Wallis raised his bid to $4,201,001. The $1 million jump up didn't spook Fajk. Instead, she immediately countered his bid as the increments raised by $1,000 to $13,000. Rather than being fazed by the strange bids, Fajk added to her air of mystery by snickering and chuckling at Wallis's bids before raising the bar. By the end of the auction, Fajk was the victor. The house was sold to her for $4.256 million. Jimmy and Tam were declared the winners after earning $966,000 on the house, plus the added $100,000, bringing their grand prize to $1,066,000. Jimmy and Tam were another success story and happy ending for The Block. Everything seemed to be nirvana for all involved, but something more sinister lurked beneath the surface. Weeks after the finale, Channel 9 was still waiting for the money from Fake. After realizing the money was never in the account, they knew something was amiss. They went looking for her to collect the money she owed for the home, but the only thing they found on Fake was a trail of debt through multiple continents. This took Fake's mysterious persona to a whole new level. Jimmy and Tam were stumped. They even considered Fake a friend after she bought their house. The couple had her over to celebrate as they watched the grand finale when it aired on TV. Tam recalls sharing wine and a moment with Fake when they cried together after the winner was revealed. Fake even had the Wilkins fooled. When Channel 9 eventually found a way to contact her, Fake claimed she was the owner of the house and it was already paid by her. Fake maintained her fight until February 18th, a few days after she publicly renounced ownership of the house. Then she left Australia. She did not reappear until May, and she was almost unrecognizable with long blonde extensions. She assumed a new identity with a name change to match her new look. She now goes by Abigail Fuchs. So where was she? The only place you can take the name International Con Women to a whole new level, a tropical island near Portugal. Fake escaped to the island of Madeira and took up an entirely new life. Madeira is a stunning island at the top of a gigantic shield volcano with impeccable views. It's a popular year-round resort with its selection of cultural activities from great food and wine and rich historical land wherever you look. Madeira is beyond just a tourist destination, but a whole rich experience. With unbeatable weather of 60 to 75 degrees year-round, it's understandable why someone would want to flee to this location. Fake has created an entirely new life for herself while living on the island. She made herself comfortable by picking up hobbies such as deep sea diving nearly every day. While setting her life up in Madeira, Fake even found the time for dating. After a night of swiping on Tinder, Fake came across Steve Silva, a crypto trader. The two hit it off and they started dating. Silva was charmed by the woman who claimed to work for Apple and the United Nations. She bragged about being a CEO and admitted to Silva that he was the first man she dated that made more money than her. Silva noticed something was somewhat off with her, but forced down the gut feeling. The two dated for a brief period before the relationship ended. Unfortunately, Silva had loaned her a diving watch that she never returned. Fake told Silva that she was forced into isolation because her landlord tested positive for COVID-19. Fake told Silva she would go to the hospital for a test, but he had a feeling she wasn't telling the truth. Believing his suspicion, Silva went to the hospital and waited for Fake to show up for hours, but she never did. While he waited, he killed time by looking up the rental property where Fake was staying. He found a review for the place with a familiar picture of Fake's face, but he didn't recognize the name. When he dug deeper, he discovered a disturbing truth lurking just beneath the surface of Fake's web of lies. The block was not the first scam Silva dug up. Fake was quite familiar with using fake bank deposits to scam individuals. When she was consistently accused of sending counterfeit statements in her past, she used the same tactic for her block scam. Fake duped the block's executive producer, Julian Kress, by sending screenshots of the bank account registered with ANZ, the Australian and New Zealand banking group. She used the screenshots as proof that she paid the $426,500 deposit and the final settlement of $4,072,951 for the home. After the money never arrived, Fake blamed an unnamed lawyer, claiming she didn't have sufficient time to finish the deal. But her scamming didn't stop with the show. Well, in Madeira, Fake scammed her landlord with the same trick. The lies and deceit go so far that one could question if the landlord ever even had COVID. When Australian media sources exposed Fake's scandal with the block, past came back to haunt her. An ex-boyfriend accused her of stealing £50,000 from him after receiving a payment slip stating she sent him the money. The money never arrived, and after further analysis, an independent source proved the bank statement was fake. A second accuser stepped forward, a Hungarian graphic designer who claimed Fake sent another fake ANZ statement to him for $1,000, which he never received. With all the information he had on his former girlfriend, Silva had only one thing on his mind. He had to get his watch back. Enraged by all the dirt he found on his ex, Silva confronted Fake through WhatsApp, only to be blocked after warning her she was in deep trouble. Realizing he was out of options, Silva went to the police and reported his GoPro and diving watch stolen. When the police arrived at Fake's door, Fake texted her landlord telling him everything Silva said was a lie. But the only message she received back was, "Scammer." To this day, Fake maintains innocence. In a video she posted to her Instagram, Fake provided her side of the story. She denied all allegations of scamming the block's producer producers and her landlord. She denied fleeing Australia to avoid her scandal. She even denied having criminal investigations or any form of legal action against her. She claims that she and Silva never dated, saying he was never her boyfriend and couldn't take no for an answer. She blamed the show about the house, stating she received all the formalities too late. By the time the settlement came around, she didn't have enough time to get all her money together. Fajk doesn't believe she fled anything. She says she left Australia to work out her next steps, which sounds like fleeing to us. Today, Fajk still goes by Abigail Fuchs and continues her life in Madeira, avoiding her alleged crimes. Hopefully, her new life leaves her scamming past behind her. Click here to watch one of these next videos. And let us know in the comment section if you could be picked to be on a reality TV show, which one would it be?